right. Okay folks, welcome back to the channel again. Today we're going to be taking a look at another electric chainsaw review. Today we are going to be checking out the Stihl MSA 140C. Okay folks, so initial thoughts here, just taking a look at the box and how this is assembled. I'm actually really impressed. Super compact. If you guys remember the DeWalt chainsaw review, that box was pretty hulking. This thing, same size bar, it's a 12-inch bar, but really compact package. So just like last time, what'll happen is we'll unbox it, I'll give you my general impressions, and then we're gonna go ahead and put these things to the test. So, all right, let's start by digging into this unit here. All right, so first things first, let's open them up and let's see what we got here. Okay, so with this kit here, the MSA 140, this one in particular actually comes with, we got a chain guard, which is nice to have. All right, we have got our chain. All right, perfect. And we've actually got the power unit itself, MSA 140C. This thing, initially pulling this out of the box, this thing is super light. I'm actually really impressed. Okay, let's hope that also translates into quality. All right, what else we got here? We have got our bar. Okay, now, word on the street is the DeWalt's, the Stihls, some of them actually use an Oregon bar and chain. And I know that for some of these units, you can actually go ahead and upgrade to a bigger bar or a bigger chain. So maybe that's something we'll be taking a look at down the road here. Okay, made in the USA with domestic components. Domestic and foreign components. Okay, so yeah, just taking a look at the bar here. Doesn't actually tell me if it is an Oregon bar or not, or an Oregon chain, but again, buzz on the internet tends me to think that way. All right, so we've got that there. Let's see what else we got. Whoa, that is a charger, all right. Now, interesting thing with the Stihl setup here, and we also got our battery and our owner's manual here. So make sure I got everything out of there, yeah. Okay, so interesting thing with Stihl, okay, their batteries. When you look on the website or you look on the internet, for this particular model of saw, their batteries are the AK line, okay? So essentially you've got the AK10, the AK20, and the AK30. Now, depending what model of saw you buy from them here, this unit, okay, as it sits, as you see it here, I think was around $499 Canadian. Thankfully, I actually didn't pay that price. The guy at Stihl, he was able to give me a really great deal on this one, so we saved a bit of money. So, okay, with this particular unit here, we've got the AK30 battery, okay, and the AK30 battery, they don't really give it a watt hour rating per se, like, you know, or rather an amp hour rating. For instance, the DeWalt, you know, you have a 2 amp hour, a 4, a 6. You have to do a little bit of math on these ones. These actually use 36, these are 36 volt packs. So if you do the math on it, the AK10 is about equivalent to a 2 amp hour, the AK40 is equivalent to about a 4 amp hour, and this AK30, the big fella here, should be equivalent to about a 5 amp hour. Now, the interesting thing is when you look inside here on the sides, you can actually see, I believe those are 18650 cells. So again, just the way that they're set up and aligned, you know, kind of gives you an idea of that there. All right, so like I was saying there, in terms of the batteries on these things, I know some manufacturers will go ahead and they'll quote you in terms of how many 4x4 posts can they cut, which I never really truly understood the metric. I guess you need something to measure by. Apparently 4x4 posts are the thing that some manufacturers use. Stihl, on the other hand, rates theirs based off of runtime. So apparently with this battery, we should be able to pull about 45 minutes of runtime. And again, we're gonna put that to the test a little bit later today and kind of see how many cuts we can get out of that here. So like I was saying earlier, overall build quality, I'm pretty impressed here. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do with this one is actually a little bit of assembly. So let's go ahead and we're gonna get the bar and chain installed on this unit. So first things first, I gotta open up this compartment because this is where my bar and my chain are gonna end up mounting up here. So let's open up this side component here. Okay, and the other side of it too that I want to take a look at is in terms of, of bumper spikes. Same thing. A lot of models these here are actually going to be made of metal versus plastic. But again, right, comes with a 12-inch bar. You're not going to be dropping big timber with this thing. But I mean, looks like it'll get the job done. All right, so I believe what we're going to have to do is pull this gear off. Okay, and once this gear's off, I think we got to take this screw out, because this is actually going to mount onto our bar system here. One thing I want to point out though, just taking a look in here, where your bar mounts and everything like that, we've got metal components. Yes, the body housing's plastic, but this stuff, the actual like business components, where the bar's going to mount to, is metal. That's nice to see. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to pull our bar out of here. Let's see what we're working with. All right, so here we got our bar, the Stihl Roll-O-Matic Mini. Okay, so we've got some indicator on what the size is and whatnot on the bar here. All right, so that's looking good. That's looking good. Okay, and I believe we're going to need to get our chain out here as well. We'll go ahead and we'll pop that out of the package. Perfect. All right, and here is our chain. Okay, and it is a pre-oiled chain, so that's something to keep in mind here. Let's get this fella uncoiled. Well, one thing for sure is with my videos, you really get the authentic, this is the first time we've actually opened the thing versus some of those channels where they unbox it, they play with it, they get it all set up, and then they rebox it and then pull it out. So what the heck? How do you do this? See, like in my mind, these things would have to like open up and then like curl around. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to assume I probably need to lace this starting from the tip of the bar, getting those teeth in there. It's got that roller section. Okay, let's lay this in here. Lay that in there. All right, okay, so far so good. Here we go. Just had to fumble with it enough till I figured it out. Whoa, okay. There we go. Perfect. Okay. All right, it's looking a little better. Okay, so now I'm gonna pull this pin out of here, flip this around, and it looks like this fella is gonna sit right there. Okay, now I gotta take that little set pin here and put him back in. And that is what's gonna keep this whole unit together. All right, use my improvised screwdriver just to snug this up. Beautiful. All right, okay, so that's on there. Slip this guy back around the nose. All right, so he's in the grooves there. Now, obviously, when I go to flip this thing down, this chain's probably gonna bounce out, but that's okay. All right, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get him around that cam there and drop him into place here. Oh, perfect. Now, again, if you have any issues with this, by turning this, you're actually adjusting the chain, right? So I'm gonna snug it up a little bit here just to get things into shape. Perfect, so that's on there. I'm gonna reinstall my cover now. Okay, just gonna keep tightening this up. Okay, and now what I should actually be able to do is adjust my tension with this. So ideally you wanna pull about 1 centimeter and have that chain snap back into place. So I'm gonna say that that's probably where we wanna have it there. Okay, so tighten that up. All right, I think that might be a little snugger than I want here. Let's see. Back them off just a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna call that good. Perfect. Okay, all right, so now we've got our chain and we got our bar installed, okay? Let's go ahead and take that battery. Let's drop that battery in. Okay, let's see what we're working with. So out of the box, that battery, ooh, yeah, that battery's only got about 1/4 juice left. So with the battery in it, you know, it does feel pretty good in hand. Yeah, it's a little bit heavier, but I mean, overall, including the battery, you're about 8.6 pounds. So, you know, if I compare it to some of the other ones, that's actually not too bad. You know what, I like how this thing feels. Okay, so chain brake. All right, so, yeah, okay, so we're a little loose on the chain here. Let's go ahead and tighten that up. Okay, so we've got our bar and we've got our chain installed here. Ooh, that is smooth. Okay, so initially, yeah, things like trigger delay on this unit, not bad at all. Wow, I can actually just feel this thing wanting to run every single time I hit the throttle. That is impressive. Okay, so initially, this thing's got a great feel. Yeah, I'm believing this thing can actually do some damage to some wood here. Okay, so again, we're dealing with the 12-inch bar. So let's see, out of that 12-inch bar, what are we actually able to use? We are actually able to use 10 inches, okay? So we've got a solid 10 inches on here that we can actually use to cut with. Yeah, overall trigger, very smooth. Ergonomically speaking, this thing feels really good in hand. Like the build quality feels really decent. You know, chain brake's okay. I felt better, but it's gonna serve the purpose. Awesome. All right, well, I'll tell you what, folks, let's go ahead. I'm gonna charge this battery up because yeah, from the factory, it came with about a quarter charge. I'm gonna charge this thing up to full and let's make this thing work a little bit. All right, so folks, let's take a look and see what the Stihl is gonna do here. So first things first, I'm gonna have to go and oil this guy up here. So the mechanism to get in here, very straightforward. There's a spot for a screwdriver if you need it, but again, it looks like it's just a thumb adjustment. So we'll put some bar oil in him. Let's see what he can do. Okay. There we go. All right, so again, this is a 36 volt equivalent to a 5 amp hour battery. This is the AK30 that we've got here. So this one's fully charged. All right, let's see what it can do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off by cutting a 4x4 post, okay? Again, a lot of the manufacturers, they rate for how many of these that a battery, or that you can cut through on a charge rather. So we're just gonna see speed-wise, performance-wise, what it does on this. If it survives this, next thing we're gonna cut through is a railroad tie, okay? So these are approximately 6 inches by 9 inches. And really, I'm gonna be impressed if this guy hammers through that. So let's go ahead, we're gonna start with the 4x4 first. All right, let's see what this thing can do. Wow, okay. Okay, so this thing, for not being gas powered, wow. This thing literally just chewed right through that post like it was nothing. Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother doing another cut on the 4x4. Let's go straight to the railroad tie and see what this thing's gonna do. All right, so again, this is about 6 by 9 inches. So let's see what this thing's gonna do here. Wow, okay, yep. You know, it may sound cliche, but literally like a hot knife through butter. This thing just smoked right through there. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do another one just because that one went so smoothly. Let's see how this one fares. Beautiful, okay. Wow, I am super impressed. Okay, so with that said, that was 2 cuts through there and the 4x4. My battery still shows full, okay? So I'm pretty confident if you actually were out cutting through some larger stuff out in the bush with this little fellow might actually get it done. I'm thinking your big limiting factor is gonna be your battery. This is the largest size battery that you can put into this particular unit. But man, for the weight, and the performance, I'm nothing but impressed here. If you already have Stihl power tools at home, well, I say power tools, more like yard stuff, right? You've got blowers, trimmers, whatnot. This is gonna be great, especially if you're using the AK battery system. That's the big thing. When you're using stuff like this, you're buying into that battery ecosystem, right? So if you've got existing batteries already, you're laughing. I think you're gonna be really happy with this one. Also, you can go ahead and you can get a 14-inch bar and chain for this. I think this with a 14-inch bar and chain would be just the ticket. I think this would handle, you know, medium-sized stuff very, very well. So overall, I'm super impressed. Really not too much bad that I can say about this guy other than the price, but I think it comes back to that old saying, you get what you pay for at the end of the day. Well, folks, I'm gonna give this guy one big thumbs up. So if you like the video, please consider subscribing and giving me a like or a big thumbs up. It's always helpful. And again, we'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.